Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with him. So this video is going to be, because I'm going to be addressing everybody that's a part of the American community, um, and my aspect on people that think they're honorable here, and you've been living in a pedophile nation the whole time. You've been living, whether you accept it, whether you like it, whether you agree, whether you want to join the cause of spreading this truth, or you decide to die silently, whatever may be the case, the facts are, by definition, and though that definition been proven by the laws that you've made, and those laws passed by your government, which is over this country, makes you this country a pedophile nation. I don't care if you agree with it. I don't care how you look at it. I am going by definitions. I'm not going by opinions, because in all actuality, you got a whole pack of people that's always going to be biased towards America. It's just a mentality that they have. So I have to cut past all opinions, all bias assumptions, or whatever, bias estimations. This is the laws that you made that make me call you a pedophile nation. If you made laws that allow adults to be with children, you are a pedophile nation, whether you accept it or not. This isn't a matter of opinion. This isn't a matter of if I'm your enemy or not. This is a matter of your country that you claim to serve, making laws that allow people to marry children in 44 states. Hey, who you mad at, me or them? Yeah, who you mad at, me or them? Okay, the end has come. Okay, this is what happened in the end, whether you accept it or not. Now we're at a place where we're living with this real reality of what America is by definition, proven evidence, proven proof. That's what we're going with. Because at the end of the day, you didn't even know these laws exist, so who cares about your opinion? Who cares about your opinion of anything, really? I'm just being very honest. And you deserve that. When you can sit up and not know, in your own country, 44 states is marrying children. Who cares about your opinion of somebody? Who cares? What does it matter? You've been serving a pedophile nation. Hey, I'm going to tell you what Jesus said. Jesus said, if you offend one of his people, you should take a chain and a milestone, put it around your neck, and cast yourself to the bottom of the sea. That's what Jesus said. For all y'all said Jesus, and that's my master. He's the perfect example. All y'all say that. That's what he said. And he wasn't playing. Basically, he was saying, if you offend his people, you should kill yourself. The little ones are Christians, not toddlers. Not toddlers. The little ones he's referring to are Christians, not toddlers. And he said, if you play with his people, then you should kill yourself. You see where we are? You see where the real kingdom of God is at? But you ain't going to hear that from no message, no sermon from most preachers. You're not going to hear that. But if it says, if you offend, then you should kill yourself. Hey, I didn't make it up. That's why I believe in the Bible. It makes perfect sense. Because all you already know, you should kill yourself anyway for what you done to God's people. You already know that's what you should do anyway. And Jesus told you should do it too. Basically, you should go to hell. Hey, everybody talking about keeping it a buck. Keeping it 100. And nobody's going to play ongoing games. Nobody's going to play ongoing games. You're going to see that get broke apart. Disaster, complete disaster and catastrophes happen. Because nobody's going to play some ongoing game that is derived by someone's overflated ego. You know, some inflated ego, some weird, strange ego that no one cares nothing about. We're not going to continue. The kingdom of God sits above America. Infinite. And you're going to understand that before this is over. This is all going to be altered. This history and everything that's coming is going to be altered until you understand that. When you get that part, when that's fully understood, then it's the end. When you fully understand that your little kingdom called America is one little kingdom in place in time. There were other great kingdoms that reigned over the world too. You weren't the only one that did it. Egypt did it. They reigned over the world. Rome did it. They reigned. You're not the only superpower that reigned over the world. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. And you see what happened to them. Rome is just a shell of what it used to be. So is Egypt. Egypt is just a shell of what it used to be. You're just another big empire that was over the world, and now your time has come. That's where we are. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to address the military. It's time to get to it. It's time to stop playing games, okay? The bottom line, I'm going to get straight to the chase. I'm cut straight to the chase. The America that you thought you served when you was in the military, when you went and got trained and boot camped and you became whoever you are, you know, that America that you had in your head was absent from 44 states marrying children. The age of consent being under 18 all around the country. You didn't have that in your subconscious as you were serving your country. You thought you served the country, that you probably subconsciously thought that laws protect everyone under 18. I'm pretty sure you probably thought something to that effect. You didn't think it probably would be possible that more than half of the country at the time that you were serving in the military had the age of consent under 18. Half of it, at least, at all times in history, half of it, more than half of it, always had, more than 25 states, always, for the most part, had the age of consent under 18. So while you served in all these wars, you had a pedophile nation. I'm showing you the real reality. Because in the end, in the final end, we need you all to understand what your country has been all along. A lot of you serve in the country, in the military, and you come to realize, maybe just from serving in the military, how corrupt your country really is. But now I'm showing you by laws, not by my opinion, not by some conspiracy theory. And I always tell people, I don't deal with UFOs and reptiles and flying, and, you know, weird stuff, strange euphorias and auras and rams. I don't deal with stuff like that. You will never hear me talk about it. So you would never hear me make videos. If somebody want to talk about UFOs, you go find other people that do that. I don't do that. I go by what I see. I go by what I hear. I go by the facts. Okay? When it comes to your government, when it comes to your community, there is no questioning what I'm talking about. You can't question this. What you gonna question? When 44 states is the facts. When 44 states marrying children is the facts. What are you questioning? That part. So for the military, see, you ain't never had nobody this clear cut, clear, and you see how they act? you still got a problem, don't you? That's why we gonna take care of it. We gonna take care of it. I got the whole facts right here, and ain't no questioning it. Now, if I didn't have the facts, people go back and forth with me. Now I got the facts. Look at them. They ain't got nothing to say, do they? That's what I'm saying. They ain't got nothing to say. That's how they really are. I'm trying to show you that's how they really are. So, for all you people that served in the military, I want you to refresh. I want you to realize the reality, things that you did not know. Almost like being in a marriage. Now I'm telling you what happened in your marriage with America. What America, who America really was. Why you were married to America. Because when you join the military, it's almost the equivalent of a marriage. They take care of you. It's give and take. Although it's a lot of ex-military people who wind up homeless, I feel like every ex-military person should have had a guaranteed place to stay at all places and times. That's my personal opinion. Your government never got homeless veterans out here. That shouldn't even ever be able to happen. Okay? So we gonna go past all the mumbo jumbo, all these conspiracies and all these assumptions, all this even hate for America, and we just gonna go straight to the facts. 44 states is marrying children in your country. You got 44 states that has child marriage. You got the age of consent. That's one law. 44 states having child marriage. That's one law. A second law is the age of consent is under 18 in 40 states. That's a second law. A third law that was just passed July 1st, 2019 in the Trump administration, under the Trump administration. 20 states allows adults to marry children at any age, even down to 9 and 8 and 7-year-olds. It said the law says no minimum age. And that's a legal term in this case. This is a legal term. This is a legality. It says no minimum age. That's a legality, which individuals can hold the courts to. They can hold them to that legality. You said no minimum age. This isn't a matter of assumption or opinion or looking at how the child looks. It says no minimum age, and the right person can go and get married to anyone because that's a legality. So you understand? That law was passed in the Trump administration a year before COVID, July 1st, 2019. Why you thinking this is not relevant? Why you think I'm blowing dust off of old laws? You think I'm talking about dusty laws? How's it dusty laws when these laws were passed in the Trump administration? How's these dusty laws when it was a year before COVID, when they passed a law, 20 states allowing adults to marry children at any age? How's these dusty laws when it was that law was passed a year before COVID? That's 3 different laws. And here's the punchline. If you want to go back further before the 1900s, you still have in the world record for the lowest age that any government has had for any age. You have the lowest age for consent for sex in world history. That means no other country, any other country that you had tours at, wherever you've been and whatever you've seen, no government has passed the lowest age of consent, a lower age of consent than America. There's no country that passed a lower age of consent for somebody to be able to have sex with a child than America. No country, not Russia, not Vietnam, not China, not Japan, not the Philippines, not any countries that's in people's mind. Not any of those countries. Right here in America, on America's soil, on American soil, they passed the world record history record in all civilizations for the lowest age that someone can have sex with a child. That was passed in the state of Delaware in 1880, being at 7 years old. So that's 1880. The year 1880 is way beyond all the years that you served in the military. It covers all those famous wars that you boast about. It covers all your war stories, all your real-time wars that you was in. It covers all of that. So when you went to war, whatever war you were in, whatever war you served in, and this isn't listen, am I saying anything wrong? I'm telling you the facts that you should want to know. You want to be in the dark? You rather be blind. You rather be ignorant because it's bliss. Or you rather know the truth. So any war that you served in, all those famous wars in the 1900s, while you were serving in those wars, while you went to boot camp, while you thought you were doing an honorable thing for a decent country, you knew about slavery, you knew about how minorities were treated. You knew about all that while you were serving the country, which kind of took a little away from you, from a good person. It probably took a little bit away from your union with America. But this is what should really take away or sever your union with America, is the fact that you have the world record in all modern civilizations. All of them. Africa, there's no place in the world that had the age of consent at 7 years old. In other words, there's no other government that passed the age of consent for sex at 7 years old. There's no other government that did that. In no other time, in no other place in history, from far as back as you want to go, as far as record-keeping history. Listen to me, military. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to the community. I'm talking to you. As far as record-keeping history, it's you. It's you. It's you. And I know it's the hardest thing to believe, but these are the facts. I didn't make it up. I don't have a trick law book. This is not a Jedi mind trick. You can go Google it and you can see in the state of Delaware in 1880, the age of consent was 7 years old. Now, for all you military people, anybody feel that that's a compatible age for an adult? Is that a reasonable age for an adult to have sexual relations with a child at any place in time? It doesn't matter what culture we have, no matter what century it was. Do you feel, because no other country felt this way but America, they're the only country that felt this way. So I'm asking you, do you feel that a fully grown man has anything compatible with a 7-year-old? That's who you're defending. You're going out and defending 7-year-olds. While your country got 44 states, allows child brides, child marriage. I'm telling you the truth. You should want to know this. And if America was really decent as they say they are, you would totally resign. You would realize, you know what? this guy's right. I don't know where he comes from. I don't know where these laws come from. But here they are, and here he is. Because this ain't going nowhere. And God ain't letting me go nowhere. I don't need your protection. I got God's protection. He ain't letting me go nowhere. When you dead wrong, and when I'm right, and right matters. That's what matters. Not a certain color, because all these colors been wrong. You got gangbanging everywhere, children getting killed. You got white people still stopping progression in the country. Racist people here. You got fault in every race. So I ain't even trying, and everybody stinks. Okay? Every race stinks. So I'm not trying to hear that we matter, they matter. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You know what matters? You know what really matters? What is right matters. Because I can show you fault in each one. And see, what they do is hide behind, and everyone is biased towards whoever they're with. So we'll never get down to the truth or what's right until we make that the nucleus of our perspective. And our mission is to find out what is right. That's what matters. Because it's hypocrisy everywhere. So again, military, every branch, all the branches of the military, who agrees with these laws? These are laws now. These are the laws now. 44 states allow child marriage. That's the law that's going on right now. The other law is, right now, that's going on, the age of consent is under 18 in 40 states. That's right now. The third law that's right now is 20 states that allows no minimum age for marriage with an adult as far as children. Children marrying an adult at they can be any age. That law was passed a year before COVID. A year before COVID. That's relevant. Relevant enough. Passed the Obama administration, in the Trump administration. That's pretty relevant. Not too long ago. In fact, it's not even 3 years as of today that those laws were passed. Okay? So I say all that to say the perspective is still there. They still mess around these children. They still are doing it. When you got laws that were passed less than 3 years ago. So, in my personal opinion, this is the problem. We have never been living in the country that we thought we was living in. That's what these laws tell us. That's the first thing you need to realize. Snap out of all that foolishness that they've been telling you. Snap out of all that foolishness that they've been parading around about protecting children and all this child protection stuff and trying to witch hunt people that they think are rapists and pedophiles and every sexual deviant type of person. You know, take all of that witch hunting that they do for those type of individuals out of your mind as the monsters, and you have to refresh yourself and look at these laws that I'm telling you about. 44 states marrying children, the age of consent under 18 in 40 states, and in the Trump administration, you should have knew his administration would have let it go, would let that happen. In his administration, a law was passed, and you know it passed over his desk. The president gets all the laws, even if it's emails, even if he gets it. No, you know he do. So in the Trump administration, 20 states marrying children with no minimum age, any age. You can marry any age in 20 states. That law was passed July 1st, 2019. And you, if you had the integrity and the honor that you really claim to have, you would sever ties with this country. It's that severe. Because you have never lived in the country that you thought you did. How you can say that when you've been coexisting with pedophile laws this whole time? You have been coexisting with pedophile laws your entire existence here in America. And the reason why your community has not been able to reveal it is because, in my personal opinion, I think most people have not been spiritually elevated enough. They've been under the haze of the foolishness their whole life from the time that they were kids. That America started working on them. Because can you explain to me why nobody knows? I'm not talking about a little discussion about the age of consent here and there. I mean, I'm sure people have had discussions about it. Of course they have. But we're not talking about discussions about it. We're talking about putting all the puzzle together, and looking at all the history of America and their laws thereof, and realizing that they've been passing consistently child sex laws the entire time. The entire time. The entire time, even up to now, less than 3 years ago. That makes it the entire time. Now that we're here almost at the end of the world, it's almost the entire time. So I want to know, what do you think is military? I'm not saying leave a comment. I'm asking you to think about it. What do you think about that? Now that you know this, how do you feel about you having had served in the military, knowing that your country had pedophile laws of some? They had some of them. What do you feel about that? To me, if it was me, I'm gonna tell you what I would feel. If I had served in the country, and then I had some young man tell me on a video that the age of consent is under 18 in 40 states, and that we have the world record right here in America, not nowhere else, not Canada, not North America, not a joint effort, right here in America, besides Canada, right here on American soil. I got to be specific like that. Y'all have the world record for the lowest age of consent in all history. If a young man was telling me that, then on top of that, they passed new laws in the Trump administration a year before COVID that allows no minimum age in 20 states. That means that adults can marry children with no minimum age in this country. I would feel like if I was a military soldier in any branch of the military, I would feel like everything I did was in vain. That's just me. I'm going to tell you how I would feel. Instead of saying you should feel like that, I'm going to tell you how I would feel. I would feel like everything I did, even though I had honor, even though I felt I was doing the right thing, unfortunately, I was serving a country that was working against itself, having sex with children, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm doing this for the children. I'm doing this for families. Meanwhile, while I was serving in the military, battling some force against this country, meanwhile, there were laws that allowed perverts to be in bed with children while I'm serving in the military. Right in the time when you served real time on the battlefield, some pedophile was laying in bed with a child, and that pedophile was allowed to do it by law. It's a hard job, but I got to do it. I got to do it. Because they sitting up telling you this is an honorable country. They sitting up telling you fight for your country. They sitting up telling you you should be doing this. We're honorable. We're not like the rest of these people. Meanwhile, every war that you ever, whatever war you ever served in, there was some type of pedophile law while you was on the battlefield. I'm just letting you know. Therefore, you were serving a pedophile nation. And listen, That's by definition, not by opinion. Here's the definition. Here's the definition of a pedophile. An adult that has sexual desires for children. Right? So if someone's marrying a child, obviously they're going to have sex, which means that's an adult that has sexual desire for children. If the age of consent is under 18 in 40 states, that's a second law. Then that means the adults have, legal adults have sexual desire for legal children. By definition, an adult that has sexual desire for children, that's the definition, the legal definition that you can take to court as a pedophile, of what a pedophile is. Not our opinion, not somebody that you think is weird, because the ones that you think is weird is the ones that's outside of the culture. Boom. The ones that you think is strange is the ones that done got free from the doctrine and the brainwashing. Yeah, they don't move like you. You know why? Because they're free. They're free from your culture. They're free from your people. They're free from the government. Yeah, I don't judge people that's a little strange. I invite that. I invite difference. Maybe they got something I ain't never heard. Like me. I got something you never heard. Something you need to hear too. Yeah. So what do you do in that case? What do you do? You say, what do you do in this case, Marcello? Okay, we know the facts. We heard you. Now what do? You ask the government